I keep hearing Kuala Lumpur is boring. Nah, don't really like it that much. There's mixed opinions, and today I want to share with you the pros and cons of visiting here, maybe staying here long term, and generally why I personally keep coming back. Alrighty guys, heading out. Next up is going to be Kuala Lumpur city, and what I have with me on the road right now are these earbuds, the Soundcore AeroFit 2. Super sleek. This is the charging case. You put them on, and these are open ear headphones. Much more comfortable. They have these soft silicone hooks, super stable, and they actually have 4 adjustable positions with these hooks. So basically when you put them in, you lock them in, and then nothing moves, and you can wear them pretty much all the time. And the audio quality is actually way better than I expected. Very nice, thunderous bass, almost no sound leakage, and really high-res wireless audio. So here really, bigger drivers mean better sound. They have an absolute game-changing feature, which is AI language translation. Let me tell you a bit more about that. So these little headphones here, they have over 100 languages. It's completely free to use through the Soundcore app. And on the one side, they have face-to-face translation. Let's real quick test them out. Excuse me, sorry. You speak English or? Here everything is closed. Have you seen anything open like a cafe or something?
Здесь все закрыто. Ты видел что-нибудь открытое, например, кафе или что-то подобное?
О, круто. Да, там сзади кафе, очень классное кофе. О.
But also they have real-time translation. So if you're in the airport, you're traveling, you're boarding a taxi, you're checking into the hotel in a country where somebody doesn't speak English, all you have to do is you turn on the live translation, and almost in real time it picks up what people are saying, and then it whispers it to your ear, and you have all the answers. So this AI translation has 97% accuracy, and I tried it myself. You know, I speak a couple of languages. I speak into it, and what it translates me into English is pretty much spot on accurate, and it's fast. But even as you see, communicating with strangers, other travelers, and also super comfortable. You can pretty much wear them throughout the day. The AeroFit 2 by Soundcore are really a game changer. Check out the first link in the description and use the code CASEFORME. You can get this nice little travel case on top. So with that, I would say, let's get into today's adventure. It's gonna be a bit of a travel day. Let's go. Checking in, and honestly, I think the position of the hotel is gonna be crazy nice views. Hello, thank you. Well, guys, and so welcome back to one of the most impressive cities in all of Southeast Asia, back in Kuala Lumpur, or as I sometimes call it, Kowalski. Look, this is a city that I have been visiting since, I think, 2017, almost every year. And as of right now, it has been exactly 1 year, and I come back almost not even expecting anything, not even sure if I should even shoot a video. I feel like I've covered it all. Some people love it, some people don't understand. I feel like a lot of people compare it to Bangkok. I've did a comparison video like that once before, but today I want to take you on a bit of a walk through the city. I've actually just got here 2 days ago, and I've stayed at this super epic spot. There's going to be a separate video. This is where I decided I need to cover the city once again, because every time I'm arriving, let me give you a bit of an idea. Every time I'm showing up here, there's some type of new building sprawling up. This is KLCC, and I want to take you along today on some of my favorite neighborhoods, and also share with you really what I would say, if you're looking for something particular, especially in Southeast Asia, this might be by far the best city. If you're looking for something different, and if you also have been before, I would be curious to hear your thoughts, but throughout the video, just really also a bit in a day in life. We've spent. So just popped out of the hotel, almost straight up in the KLCC park. Nice, huh? Let's go. Let me give you a bit of an idea of how this city day to day for me looks. So I think the first time I was here, I remember it was one of the hottest times. I feel like it's always a similar season. I'm here around March, April. What I personally like about it is that some part of the city are like really peaceful. This is kind of like the central park of Kuala Lumpur, and on a not too hot day, absolutely amazing to go for a walk. We're right in front of the Petronas towers. Just looking, where's the place we just came out of? So in the next video, I'm going to show you probably my favorite hotel in Kuala Lumpur. I didn't expect to find that after many years, after staying in so many different spots. But just to right away kind of address, like even recently I was in Bangkok, talked to some guys, keep sometimes hearing some opinions that some people love Kuala Lumpur, but especially those that spend a lot of time, for example, let's maybe walk through there, especially those that spend a lot of time in Bangkok, right away they make the comparison, and it's kind of like, in Bangkok is more things going on, kind of like the street food culture is a little bit different. People love the rooftop bars, local fruits. That is definitely a bit of a drawback of Kuala Lumpur, like most of the fruits are actually imported from the neighboring countries. But the reality is that I feel like in terms of daily life, Kuala Lumpur, especially for a couple of weeks, for a month, for me, for stopping by, for doing some work, I absolutely love it. It has the best condos. I'm going to show you maybe in the last videos I've showed. This time I'm going to be trying one outside of the city, I think, in a couple of days. I'm thinking to book that. And in terms of like rooftop bars, actually, it's going to be the next video. Over there where we have been, and generally all around KLCC, there's plenty of that stuff, but just culturally is quite different. And I feel like some people just prefer Thailand over it, because Kuala Lumpur definitely is much more laid back, much more quiet, and depending on the area, this one is super walkable, super chill. If you walk out a little bit, it actually gets a bit more local, not too many pedestrian pathways, so you might walk a little bit kind of like next to the highway, but it's still a fairly large area. And for me, it's just really the convenience of stopping by here. Some of the best malls, some of the best shopping. I see some. Wow, guys, I don't even actually remember that in the Central Park. Huge kind of like mangrove, I don't know what you call those trees. Very impressive. And we are right at the towers we have just been looking at from the rooftop. Didn't even plan to pull up all the way here, because there's actually some things I need to pick up in the other mall, but nice to pass through. So under it is actually a huge mall. Maybe I'll show you a bit later. Oh, thank you. Oh, just dropped a little paper. So, epic KLCC skyline passing into the mall. So all the way from pretty much the Petronas Towers, 5 minutes down the road, there is kind of like a sky bridge, which leads you a good 20, maybe 15-minute walk down to the Bukit Bintang area, starting with the Pavilion Mall. This is actually where we have been staying back there for the first 2 days in Kowalski, and my second favorite area next to KLCC. Super walkable, super livable in many ways. This one I would say is a bit more of a lifestyle mall. They have many restaurants, cafes on the bottom floor. People, especially in the evenings, I see bars are very busy here. So the other one is kind of like, yeah, on the weekend also busy, but I would call it a bit more of a business mall, because on top it's kind of offices. This one is very much kind of like free time, and maybe even a bit larger. And now that I'm fairly familiar with this country and everything, I mean, it's not that hard. I set myself up, I think for the past 3 years, every time I'm here, it's my favorite place to order stuff online. It's the best prices, and delivery is very easy. And this time I figured out you can even deliver it kind of like to a post station, because switching hotels, moving today, wasn't sure where we're gonna be, but it got delivered to the mall. I'm gonna pick up some things I actually bought for her, some things she needs. And this is the Pavilion Mall entrance, kind of open air, nice stores. Let's go to the post office. Package for Daniel?
Shopee or Lazada?
Lazada. Little packages, belated gifts for you.
Wow,
So another absolute mega mall. What I really like to see is that every time I'm here, something new pops up. Here's a whole ice cream shop with 0 added sugar. I mean, that's actually quite right up my alley. I'm not in the market for it right now, but hello. Let's take a little look. 0 sugar ice cream. 0 added sugar ice cream. So nice.
Wow. What do they add though?
The whole shop.
No sugar?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
That's cool.
So let's find a little cafe, sit down somewhere, or just in the food court. Let's see. Come on.
Very funny, very funny.
Go to Ukraine, you can see the real man there.
Uh-huh.
You can see the real man.
And what about American? No real man? No. I see.
Nah.
Yeah.
Ukraine and Russian, yeah, you know.
So guys, we dropped ourselves off at the other end of the city, really, the more old school part. Generally not often here. I think once I stayed somewhere around here last time we stayed here for a couple of days. So we popped into a little shop. It was a funny guy asking where we're from. He had some interesting comments to make. A legend. So yeah, let me show you a little bit the more old school part of Kuala Lumpur, which I think, especially if you like Middle Eastern food, there's kind of like mixed Indian, Middle Eastern, Malay as well. But I feel like in the back of the city, very different vibe, tons of Syrian, Lebanese, these kinds of restaurants. And I feel like a bit less modern, and it's a nice kind of like contrast to the city center I've showed you earlier. So here we are approaching the street food heaven area. So very close to Bukit Bintang. Yesterday we have been almost 10 minutes down the road. And what is really cool is like food from all over the world. You know, once I travel to new regions of this planet, I start to recognize things I would have never noticed. Like there's Xinjiang, it's an area of China, street food. And generally, like I said, Arabic food, Indian food, tons of different street stands. But also the visual here is very, very interesting. So you have this kind of crosswalk. The metro is passing through here. Super nice visual, especially in the evening. Always this big kind of like similar to the Tokyo Square crosswalk. When people walk, they walk on all of them. When cars pass through, last ones. So super nice area and a very different character to it, in the sense that starting pretty much from this bridge, it becomes much more local in that direction. Here's the second tallest tower, and back there it's much more modern. From there it starts to also get a bit more walkable, because these roads back there, like sometimes there's a sky bridge, but not as nicely walkable. This is what I hear sometimes, people complaining that Kuala Lumpur is not the most walkable city, but I would say it depends which neighborhood you choose to stay, because back there, like you can easily walk all over for a long time. Starting from back here, it gets a little bit more busy, a little bit more traffic, a little bit more less organized, let's say, from the super modern area. But absolutely, I love the visual, and they have some of the best kebab around here. Is that right?
Yeah, this time I like this neighborhood even more. Like last time I kind of didn't appreciate it, but right now I see like it's very real and vibey.
Yeah. Mike Tyson, very good.
Thank you.
Can I get a shot? Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Same face, yeah. Damascus Grill, looking good. So this is basically where we were yesterday. This is the Pavilion Mall in the back there. So we were actually talking about the structure of Kuala Lumpur just now, and you were saying that like it's nice, but at the same time it's kind of like you feel like it's hard to walk.
Yeah, it's kind of messy. Like I feel that
Yes, welcome. Masukkan nasi kena media. Ayo sedap nasi
I feel
kena.
like
Yeah, microphone's right there.
So some areas are like very nice. Some like KLCC, Pavilion, Berjaya, but through these areas there is no like nice walks, nice connections. That's why it's not really walkable sometimes. Sometimes it's pretty okay. So yeah.
I would say I was actually arguing a little bit about that you just need to know the couple of streets that are there, but the problem is until you find them, if you go to side roads, it can very easily be like, like pedestrian walk is not quite there, especially in the back. Like here is the more modern area, they have the sky bridge. If you happen to like not walk on the sky bridge between the streets, still can be fine, most streets, but some of them are like just a parking lot, pedestrian path not properly there. But nonetheless, I was actually talking about the fact that if a couple of things would be adjusted, I feel like Kuala Lumpur has this really nice thing where you can start off at the Petronas Tower, super nice areas maybe where you stay, and then if you walk through, you take the Sky Bridge, you go to the Pavilion Mall, and then you walk all the way down the road. You can walk to Chinatown pretty much within like 40, maybe 45 minutes on a day that's not too hot. And I personally really like that because Bangkok is much more spread out. You're in one neighborhood, you want to go to another one, metro, no other way. So it's actually much more compact. It's not that big, the city center, even though the city is huge. So here we are, back again at the Pavilion Mall, actually heading slowly to dinner. Let's see where that's going to be today. And that is truly a thing where they go all out. Every year I'm here is usually in a little bit of a different time. Right now it's Ramadan. This video is gonna come out maybe in a month or two. I have a big video backlog, but basically very oriental, very nice Islamic decoration, a very happy guy. Maybe that's when the iftar is about to come. That's when the fast is finished, for the day. Let's go. Very nice. Just to give you some context, what I was talking about this video today is very much just giving you some thoughts on this city, because I keep coming back to it and I want to give you a realistic idea of how it is to like wander around here. And this is kind of what I was saying. We're between KLCC and Bukit Bintang, and some streets are kind of like, just parking lots, a little bit hard to walk, people on the street even. So pedestrian path is not properly, but you can take actually the Sky Bridge. So it is perfectly workable, but for first timers might be a bit complicated. But the best thing is you can take a taxi pretty much everywhere for like $2 or $1. But actually sometimes walking could be faster because again, one-way streets, things like that. So as of right now, heading to an Iraqi restaurant for dinner. I'm meeting some friends, and that is actually probably my favorite food in Kuala Lumpur. I'm sorry to any Malaysians watching. Some dishes I like, but I do have to say, for whatever reason, the Arabic restaurants here, there's a lot of them. Price is usually very good. You can go from street food to also a bit more fancy restaurants, and food is just delicious. So I'm not that often in the countries, not often in Syria. Should go to Lebanon. Been actually to Afghanistan, what was it, last year? So not going to an Afghani restaurant, but to an Iraqi one. Another passport stamp that probably is going to cause issues, so maybe one day. But for now, let's check out their food, which I'm sure will be good. I've actually checked for America. Afghanistan stamp is fine. Iran, then I cannot go without going to the embassy, I was actually considering to go to Iran, but nah, it's good. I'm good for now. Looks like it's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Greetings to the Irish people. No Iraqi restaurant today. Alrighty guys, so moved to a very different, not sure if you can call it neighborhood. It's only like 20-minute drive outside of the city, but it's a new condo building in an area where they're still developing others. And generally I make the experience that if it's a new building, it's gotta be good. And in the city center, everything I saw available right now, I wanted to try something new. Usually like Star Residence, I've showed it in previous videos, very cool. This one is extremely, this condo here is extremely affordable. During the week, it's like $22, $3, $4 for a studio. Booked a 2-bedroom here. And let's see what we get for 25 bucks right now. Oop. We get a wartime elevator. $23.11. So guys, so in terms of location, I definitely will not recommend this one to you, but judging from the facilities, the pool, the gym, I'm gonna find it all out. First, let's check out the apartment. What can get $25 outside of Kuala Lumpur? Bam, ba-dam, bow, ba-dam, bow. Woo! Coming. Alrighty guys, let me give you an idea. So first of all, for the amount of money you pay, I think this one goes for like around 30 bucks. And last minute in Kuala Lumpur, they always lower the prices. So when I saw right now this was running for 25 bucks, I was like, let's try it out. It's like a maybe 40 square meter, but sort of 2-bedroom. So you have to say some little damages, but come on, like, you know, like in terms of what we're paying for, little sofa, TV with, oh, Dios mío. Seriously, the cleaning I would say is the only issue here, because this is quite beautiful. I've just moved the bed a little bit. Absolutely nice nature view, pretty quiet, very slight hum of the street from outside. Then you pass through, have a bathroom and an already occupied second bedroom. They would improve the cleaning here. This would be actually insane, because in terms of rooftop, gym, it looks good on the photos. And I've already been upstairs, I can confirm. It's really good. Let me show you that. Like, oh, they even have like a little kitchen thing. Okay. So small fridge, kitchen thing, cooking utensils. I mean, come on, for the money you really cannot complain. This is incredible for the money. But when you check in, you might have to do a little bit of your own cleaning. Well, so on the roof of the building, and as you can tell, it's pretty freaking good. It's a new building, a couple of kids planching in the water back there. Nice pool, already checked it out. And for the money, I mean, it's crazy actually. Right now I think it's even weekend and it's not busy. That's why I was thinking of building a little bit outside of the town. The best part, for sure. Is that they have a huge gym. So that's what I love about Kuala Lumpur. All of the new buildings they're building are conceptualized around kind of like rooftops. You have an area to walk around a little bit. So the view is also, I would say, not bad at all. On the wide angle you're not gonna see it, but behind the mountains is the whole Kuala Lumpur skyline peeking out. And we're like a 20-minute drive from the city away, even though it's pretty far without traffic. Which traffic is not too bad actually in the city from my experience, at least off the peak hours. Sometimes you move in the city center and you loop around because it's like a one-way direction. Here we made it out in 20 minutes, so here's kind of like a little nice sit-down area. And then here is the always occupied room by these two as of right now. Liza's always getting busy in the dancing room. You found the child? You found the child?
Yeah,
Nice.
it found me.
Yeah, the child found you, huh? Child is like looking at the camera like, hey, hey. It looks funny. Guys, look at that. One of the main reasons why I booked this place, and sometimes the pictures don't match the reality, but it's not like it's a proper gym in the sense that in terms of size it is. Dumbbells are a bit light, they go up to 25, but for a hotel or condo gym, that is pretty freaking good, because what you also have is just freaking rack, where you can rack up yourself a nice bench, you can do some squats, can do some nice shoulder presses, some military press, have a one leg machine, no leg press, but that's fine, you can squat, have even the cable. So I've already done the workout and you can really work here. And for me, even the biggest part is why for pretty much 3 days I'm probably not gonna leave this condo really. Afterwards maybe move back to the city, but just gonna be jumping between the room and the treadmill, do some work on the computer. Earlier today the air conditioning kind of was not working in the back, so we opened the doors here with the dumbbells. But that pretty much goes to show that, again, I personally wouldn't recommend you this particular condo for like living, for traveling Kuala Lumpur. But if you're passing through for 2 weeks, kind of like my style, you've been in the city before, you're definitely not going to be exploring every single day. Quite happy with it. Like I said, like in terms of, like for the money, it's insane, honestly. It's super hot outside, so let's not let the aircon work overtime. But yeah, maybe if we're gonna explore the neighborhood a little bit, like they're building out this huge mall actually next to it. I saw the construction going on. You don't really hear it. It's kind of like down below there. But yeah, absolutely a vibe. During the day, this opens up. You have a nice mountain view, and for under 30 bucks, 2-bedroom, not a big one. Yesterday I spent some time cleaning the mirrors. I'm a bit OCD when it comes to that. Just want to feel nice. That is the thing, is like some condos that are priced higher in the city center, 40-50 bucks. I've tried almost all of them at this point, and the reality is some gyms don't look good. Equipment is a bit broken, and so going for a new condo, that's always a bet you're making that facilities are probably going to be new. And after testing out so many different condos in the city, the thing is sometimes the elevators are not built for the amount of people that are passing through. In the city center, you can imagine everybody books their Airbnbs, and then you wait for like 1 hour at the thing. So whenever I'm back in KL, I like to look a little bit at how things are developing from a real estate investment perspective. Buying a condo, I was always interested. It seems to be like in terms of value appreciation, it might be not like the best bet, but I keep an eye on it, and it is interesting. So if you are kind of like, let's say like me, just passing through Kuala Lumpur, want to have a nice base. Okay, I left my car, shouldn't walk out. It's a decent option, Mosas condo, but be aware, cleaning, you might walk in, might have to finish it yourself. And just as a little behind the scenes of how sometimes, you see me staying at a lot of fancy places. Sometimes I spend a lot of money myself to stay at a nice place, condo, hotel. But still, especially like, I'll be considering booked 4 nights. If I feel good here, if I don't mind the 20-30 minute drive to the city, more like 30, probably if it's like, go during the day, then amazing. Better than some city center condos. Yes, you don't have a Petronas Towers view, but pretty nice. So guys, ordering a taxi. We're going for like almost a half an hour drive. 19 ringgit, less than $4. Let's go. He's coming up. Music always on point. What do you got there?
Ribs.
How much?
For 8 ringgit.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. The fancy grapes, huh? So guys, I don't know what it is and what happened in this country. I was here many years and I've always noticed fruits are imported, nothing like Thailand, fairly expensive. This time I'm back and it's like everything changed. I don't know if they started to grow them, if there's some new... Boom, one full, beautiful, juicy jackfruit, one dire dragon fruit, still a little bit up there, 250. I mean, where else can you find that? So basically, I don't know what it is. If it's something connected with taxes, if it's something with supply chain, but some type of meat, chicken, things like that, always very affordable in this part of the world. But honestly, as of right now, Kuala Lumpur became more affordable than it ever was, or maybe it's my weird perception. If anybody knows, if anybody from around here, what happened to the fruit prices especially? Because we are in the Petronas supermarket right now, one of my favorite ones, and used to know it personally as a bit more of a fancy, expensive one. But very good. Guys, as you see, we are back by the Petronas Tower. So back in the city center. I actually spent a good week at this point. I think after the last clip that I have done, really just between different condos, a little bit outside of the city center. But nonetheless, being back here, always love the energy. And in many ways, a lot of love for this city in the sense that it's a great spot, it's a great base, a great stopover in Asia. If you're visiting for the first time, this building behind me probably is gonna blow your mind. And for me, it's always like, you know, sometimes people say like, you know, Southeast Asia, third world country, sometimes you hear that. And the truth is, for example, Thailand obviously is, especially like Bangkok, is crazy advanced in many ways. Kuala Lumpur, KLCC, just as much. But the cool thing about this city is you can kind of get both experiences, which I've kind of showed you in this video today. And the cost of living is just really amazing. Like this condo I've showed you, we moved to a different one, a bit better afterwards. Hotel we stayed this time around, like sometimes I'm like, I've seen it all at some point, but then you come back and they're building, they're developing. That is just something I respect a lot, and I always enjoy coming back to cities after a year or two. There's always something new to see. And this view, I think first time I've been here in 2017, it just doesn't get old. Check it out. Like some tour buses rolled up here. But however, this was a little bit somewhat of an update video of the city, somewhat of a day in the life. Hope you enjoyed today's experience. If you want to see where I am right now, as always, join me on Instagram. There's going to be one more video from Kuala Lumpur covering this super sick place that I think I've teased throughout this video. And that is going to be it. A good 2-3 weeks in the city. Generally for traveling, I feel like 4 or 5 days is enough to kind of feel it out. If you want to have the most modern experience, this is the area to go. But other than that, we're gonna see each other very soon. Got a world to see.